Everybody, this is Dave, the MPSDAVE Show, broadcasting live from my home. Hope everybody enjoys the show. Kick back, chill out, and we're on the air. Alright, how's it going, everybody? Time's 11:03 Chicago time. This is Dave, the MPS Dave Show. I'm coming out a little late tonight. Hopefully somebody's listening. How's everyone doing tonight? We're getting ready for the big investigation this weekend with over at Danville, Illinois. Well, it's just outside of Danville, Illinois. I'm hoping that everything's going okay there. It's going to be kind of interesting. I don't know. We'll just have to see when we get out there. There's a lot of stuff going on, supposedly. There's shadows now. There's people showing up, walking around. People are still getting pushed. The kids are getting scratched and bothered in sleep still. Still seeing figures at the end of his bed. We'll see. We got a good group going out, so it's Friday night. Some of us are going to be leaving early, some of us will be leaving late, but all together we'll all be showing up, and the investigation should be starting roughly around 10, 11 o'clock. I might even bring the computer and do a half-hour start, just give you an update of what's going on. So if anyone's listening tonight, remember to stay tuned for Friday night. If I do go on, it might be roughly around 10:30, 11 o'clock. Of course, Kenneth and Kathy and Frank DiMartino and the whole crew, we're all going to get going out there, and we might have a couple guests that's going out there. We'll see. Could use all the help we can get. As you see, or you might hear in the background, the Hawks, I believe, just won. Best record in the NHL. I know it's not to do with paranormal, but hey, I bet there's a lot of spiritual Hawks in the ice with them and helping them out win the Stanley Cup this year. Give me a second. I'm going to turn this off so there's no noise. Be right back. Yeah. Hawks 4, Oilers 1. That's a nice sound. Yeah, Oilers. Anyways, yep. If anybody on my Facebook page or on Midnight Paranormal Society Facebook page is listening, I hope you got to see the photo I put up. That photo was from a private investigation we were asked to go on to. I believe it was 2 weekends ago. Frank DiMartino and I and his beautiful girlfriend went out there. We hooked up with Matt, and we hooked up with Webb Dorman, and there was another gentleman there, and we investigated this beautiful house. It was just outside of Rockford. Right off the bat, Frank's not a sensitive person, but you know, Frank, along with myself, we got to the home and we got out of the vehicle, and I'll tell you, the energy was extremely strong. I don't know if it was just because we were outside and maybe that there's energy in the land itself, but it was really strong. It was like somebody knew we were there already, and they didn't know what to think of it. It was an interesting night, and if you notice the shadow I caught in the mirror, there was nobody in that room at the time. There were not really any lights on at the time. I was standing in the doorway. There was no light on in the hallway at the time. So there was absolutely no way that I could have cast a shadow in that room for it to be picked up in the mirror. When I walked into that room, the only thing really going, there was one lamp on with a shade. I had my lava electrical light going. It was not a lava lamp, but it's an electrical light that I have now that I use, like a plasma ball, but it's actually shaped and formed as a lava lamp. So we have more energy and electricity coming out of it. It's really it was a cool gift I got. That was it really for the light source. I did have a flash, but as you can see, that wasn't no flash reaction. That was a perfect body form, perfect shadow. Again, there was nobody in that room, and Jeanette did say that we should have set cameras up and focused on the mirror, and she's right. And next time there will be a camera focused on any mirrors in any rooms, just to see what comes across. But I thought, going through all my photos, that was the only mirror shot I have with the shadow in it. I do have other mirror shots, but nothing like that. And I found it really interesting because that room was the master bedroom, and it was really the only place in the house we actually were able to capture voices. We did the ghost box. We had set up on a bed, and we had the ghost box going in reverse at a pretty quick speed. But yet we were still getting answers. The woman that owned the home, she was asking a lot of different questions. Now, we did get one gentleman's voice, and we got two female voices. And they were clear. We were getting clear responses. And earlier, before we actually did the ghost box, I was talking to the woman, and I told her basically what I was feeling. And I was personally feeling there were two adult males in that house, and there were two children. There was two young girls in the house. I said, I figured the one adult was maybe up in his mid-60s. The other gentleman was basically his mid-40s. The first young girl was around 15, and the other one was, I believe she was 7. Those were the feelings I was getting. Those were the notions I was getting. The voices that we got came out to be exactly what I said. We only had one gentleman, but he was an older person, and that was what I was believing to be the inner range 60-year-old. The girls that we were actually getting on the voice box, again, they were young kids. One sounded like she was in her 15, 16 years of age, and the other one did sound like she was anywhere from 6 to 7. And it was very interesting. I mean, there was 5 of us that were sitting there, and we all were hearing the voices, and it was great. They were answering us. I will go through my voice recorder, and I want to clear my voice recorder off, so I'm going to have to start putting stuff on computers. But I am going to start playing more and more EVPs during our shows on Sunday. I did find the EVP that Frank DiMartino was talking about the last few shows that I thought I might have lost, but I did find it. So come Sunday, I want you all to tune in, because we are going to play the Clinton Cemetery question to Frank by some young lady in a cemetery. It's a great EVP. So if you're listening, tune in Sunday at 6, Midnight Paranormal Radio, and I'm going to let Frank, I'm going to let him take care of that one. He's going to be able to explain that one, and I'll let him play that. it's a great EVP, believe me, and you'll like it. And it's clear, so you will understand. You will hear what they said. I want to work on. One thing I want to do is we want to try to set up a couple programs over the summer. Again, I know I keep repeating myself, and I just want y'all to remember that we're not forgetting about you. We do want to do an MPS thank you, picnic, party, whatever we can get together. And anyone in the Illinois area that could make it to the city, or maybe we could find a location, maybe up around Batcher's Grove or somewhere closer to the outer city where it's closer for others to make it. We'd like to do something where we can invite everybody out and have a picnic, or do something on a nice afternoon where we all can get together and talk and, you know, have a good time. I also want to, we haven't forgot about Frank. We want to be able to get Frank's situation taken care of. He still would like to do the classes. I'm really pushing to maybe find a location we can do that. I am coming up with another investigation again. Also, I talked today with the owners of the Portage Theater. The Portage Theater is going to allow Midnight Paranormal Society to be the first group in there to do an actual investigation. We will be there overnight, and we will be doing groups depending on how many people show up. Now, I found out as of today, the activity has actually picked up. They've been doing work in the Portage Theater, and I believe that stirred up some activity. Now they have chandeliers hanging out in the Portage Theater, and as of right now, what I was informed of is when the power is off, the lights are flickering. Also, when the power is off, the lights would flicker, and there is a certain one that actually the chandelier starts to move, and it's on its own. So we might be in for a treat over at the Portage. I'm actually trying to get that taken care of right away. So I'm looking, hopefully, I'm going to talk to them again, and I'm trying to see if we can't get in there maybe the first or second week of June. It'll be a nice evening. We won't have any air conditioning interference. We won't have any heat interference. Hopefully everything will be shut down except for, of course, exit lights will be the only type of lighting in the building while we're there. I think it's going to be a good time. I think what maybe I'll do is I also want to talk to Ursula Walensky and talk to her maybe about, we'll do an MPS bus tour where we could actually do a tour with Ursula, and then at the same time come back to the Portage Theater and do our investigation. I think that would be really, really awesome, actually. Kind of like what we did with Ethel's Pub. We did Ursula's bus tour, and then we went to Ethel's Pub and we did an investigation. Yeah, I think that would be great. Again, Ursula also right now is looking for people to sign up with her. She's doing the investigation, overnight investigation at the Congress Hotel. I believe the fees are $150. That comes with a room investigation. It's an overnight investigation. You get the room. You get a bus tour. I think it's either going to be a bus tour or a walking tour, but you're going to get a tour. It'll be a really good night. I'm not exactly sure. I don't remember what the date was. I know it is next month. I will get the date, and I will rebroadcast the date for you soon. Maybe I'll find out, and by Saturday, I'll give you the update on Saturday. I'm hoping I should be able to. So, I love my coffee at night. Yeah, Ken's not with me tonight. It was cool having him here when we were doing the last time I did a show here. Let's see. Yeah, I really would love any type of feedback. I'd kind of like to know basically who's listening to this. I'd kind of like to know your thoughts. I'd like to know any questions. Do you have any questions you want to ask me? I think it would be really cool to get some feedback of what I should be talking about. Do I switch it up? Do I do like stories? I don't know, just give me locations of what you want to see, want to know that we go into. Give us locations that we can investigate. If anyone's out there that has a good investigation location in the Illinois area, please feel free to let us know. Even if you're listening from Wisconsin, feel free to let us know. We could do the background on it, we could do the workup on it, and then maybe I can figure out a way to get out there and do an investigation on it. That would be great. Anything new would be awesome. You all know also, I know this is early, but October, the first weekend, first Saturday, Friday and Saturday of October is Ursa Walensky's Haunted Convention. That also is going to be at the Portage Theater. That also we might turn out to see about maybe even do an investigation that weekend. That'd be awesome, man. Big convention, and then have you hang around, and then we'll go over and just stay there and do investigations. That'd be really cool, because I know with all the stuff being talked about and everybody there and the energy that people bring into that during a convention, I've got some really, really cool photos from there. I've seen actual shadow figures there during the conference. We've been touched. We've actually heard kids laughing and running through the seats. Portage has got some good activity going on in it, believe me. I don't think we'll be disappointed going in there. Yep, 4-1 Hawks win. Yep, they have the best record in the NHL. Go Hawks. Woohoo! You could also leave a message on Facebook, and I would get it on my phone right away, and I can hopefully answer it for you. So if you maybe have a question there, just email me. Let me know. Just let me know on Facebook. I'm kind of a little squishy tonight. I don't know. I don't have a whole lot to talk about tonight. It's really hard doing this by yourself, especially when you don't really have a platform and you don't have the ideas of what you want to talk about. And especially when you don't have anyone actually, talking to you. If anyone's listening and they go look on your right corner on the bottom and you see a little bubble, you can click on that and actually send me a message that way also. If you have this on, and you can see where it says where it shows you the little message deal there. Let's see. Yeah, there's a chat box. Anyone that's listening on here right now, you want to hit the chat box, go ahead and give me a question. I'd be happy to answer it if I can. My spelling sucks, but you know what? I'll do the best I can. But I do believe this weekend is going to be. This is long overdue too. I mean, we've been working on getting out here now. I say over a year. This woman had contacted us about a year ago. We tried to work it out and get out there last year. Unfortunately, due to her family situation, there were problems and we had to cancel. Then we tried to work it out for January, February, and again there were problems. We had to end up canceling that. We were going to be there last week, but unfortunately I didn't realize that half the team was already had plans. So I talked to them and then we final reschedule it. This is it. We got to get down there. We've got to get this taken care of. I feel completely bad that it's taken so long, but hopefully we'll go down there and we'll actually get some results. I hope it's really nothing. I hate using the word demonic, but I hope it's not something that's extremely serious to where it could be a demonic issue. But if it is, and I do have to get the right people to go back out there with me, I will. We'll do everything we can, physically, mentally, possible, capable, to help these people. If in fact they're seriously and dire straits. I would love it to be something simple that we might actually be able to just take care of then, right there on the spot, but we're not going to know until we get there. CPR Matt, I'm hoping that he's going to join us. I talked to the DJs from One Foot in the Grave. I'm hoping that they might be able to join us. If not, I have his phone number. If I need to call him, he said I can. And believe me, if it's something I really need, I'm going to take advantage of that. I will be calling. I'm not afraid to ask for help. In this field, you have to, if your back's against a wall, you know, all the help you can get is big. And if there's people willing and able to help, then I'll get out there and I'll call and I'll get the help. This gentleman is completely 100% extremely sensitive. His abilities are beyond my wildest dreams. I'm not even close to his abilities, and I do believe when he says call me, I could help you even over the phone. I absolutely 100% believe him, and I will take advantage of that. I might even call him anyways just to help feel the place out, see what his opinions are. We'll see how he might even join us. I would really appreciate it if he did, but if he's busy and he's got stuff to do, I understand, but at least I have a way of contacting him. All I know is the young man, Brandon, he needs our help, and I'm really hoping we're going to be able to get out there and really make an impact. I guess she's had other groups that went out, but just went out for their own satisfaction and never had the gall to get back to her and express to her what the problem was. There's absolutely no reason for that. If you're a paranormal group and you commit yourself to working and helping with somebody, it doesn't matter how long it takes, you need to fulfill your obligations and do what you commit yourself to. And like I said, this has been a commitment now for almost a year, but we haven't backed down, and we won't back down. We're there for them. Unfortunately, it's taken a long time, but we're going to get there. And I'm psyched. I'm hoping to be on the road by 5 o'clock Friday, and hopefully we will be out there between 7 and 8. I can get the DVR set up. I can get all the other equipment set up. We're going to completely pack this place with equipment, and just, we want to find out. We got to get answers. We got to figure out what's happening. Yeah, definitely. So it'll be an interesting night. I will do a half hour. I'll try to do a half hour show there, just to get everybody updated on the situation, and just to get everybody informed of what we're doing, via the permission of the woman I'm dealing with. She might not want me to. I can't do it unless they give me the okay. So if I go on, I go on. If I don't, I will keep in touch via Facebook and keep people informed. Boy, I tell you, half hour goes really quick, don't it? There, that's about it. You know, I love doing this, and I really prefer. The dog is being kicked out of the bedroom. Yeah. It's Investigator Kathy. Oh man. So we'll see. Again, we got a really good group that's going out. So basically, the show is Danville. It's funny. I'm on a site, Universal game that I play on the internet, and I ran into a woman I was talking to and kind of hanging out with, and she just happened to be from Danville, which now she lives in Mexico, I think New Mexico, and it's really, you know, it's a small world how you can run into people and not even know that they're from certain places until you start to talk to them. And it's just wild. She knew all the locations in Danville. She knew the cemeteries. She's very much was into the paranormal situation, and it's actually pretty cool. All right. Evidently, I don't have anybody that sees the chat box that wants to ask any questions. I don't even know if anyone's either listening. But if someone tunes in tonight or tomorrow and listens to this, thank you. Welcome. I don't know. This kind of love this. The paranormal. People keep asking me why I got into it. What my situation with paranormal is. Well, you don't get into it. You don't get into it. You don't. It's not something. I mean, yeah, there's people that they pick up a tool or they pick up a magazine or a book and they read it for a couple months, and all of a sudden they're paranormal investigators and they're pros at what they do, and they're so excited, and until they get on their first investigation that actually gives them the activity that they're looking for, the activity that they weren't expecting. That's when it's time for that's when the boys have to go away and the men have to start doing their jobs, or the little girls, they go running, and the women, they stand tall. Those are who are the real investigators. I've been on investigations where so far we've had people that say they were AK investigators, and they couldn't even handle a couple hours. They got in their vehicles and they left. But then at the same time, you get really, really, really good investigators that the paranormal affect their mind and their thoughts, and sometimes you just can't help but needing to leave. It affects them so terribly that but there's a difference. There's been people that's been in this field for so many years that do a fantastic job, but there's always just one place or two places that you just can't deal with. I've had that place, and I didn't know if after the second time we were there, I didn't know how I was going to come out of it after the second night, but fortunately, we were able to clean it up that evening and be done with it. That was pretty much that was a great investigation. That was a two-time investigation, and it was a success. And the investigators that were there were just absolutely professional, and everybody that was there did a fantastic job. And for all you to wonder what I'm talking about, it was in the Evanston investigation we did December 10th, 2011. Well, that's it. I appreciate everybody listening, and it was a great time. Thank you. Until hopefully this weekend, I will be talking to you. I'm Dave, MPSDAVE Radio. Good night.